Hello dears, welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. It's me, Anna, with you here. And today, even though it's cloudy, even though they say it's gonna be orange alert in our area, we are still on the beach here in Benidorm with these amazing views towards the one of the best viewpoints in Benidorm, towards Benidorm Island and the Mediterranean Sea. And we are here today, of course, to discuss all the latest update on the situation. There are quite a few changes, I must say. So I came down here today to let you know everything that is going on. Let's start first with the situation, of course. In the last 24 hours, we've had 6,636, which is a nice number, new cases here in Spain. The cases have multiplied by 7 in the last 7 times in the last 20 days, which is quite a lot. But still, our index just grew up by like 7, almost 8 points, up until 112 cases per every 100,000 people, which is still not a lot. Aragon, Balearic Islands, País Vasco, Catalonia and Navarra are the regions that are most affected, and the regions that are in a very high risk right now, where the situation is slightly worse than in other regions here in Spain. Even though the cases are growing quite fast right now, which is normal, we're getting to the colder time of a year, and this virus is kind of starting to behave like a seasonal thing in here, so let's hope so, which is why it's normal. I mean, it's normal that the cases are increasing slowly but surely. But in the hospitals, still the situation is very stable. In general, in Spain, in the hospitals, people that occupy hospital beds are less than 2%, and in the ICU units, it's like 5%, more or less, average percentage. So everything is still quite good. We don't have such a big issue with this 6th wave that we're having already as other European countries do, like for example Belgium, Austria and Czech Republic. They have more than 1,300 the index per 100,000 people, which is a huge amount, which is why a few of them are getting to the restrictions, to harder restrictions, and have some manifestations and protests going on. We don't. We are lucky to be where we are right now. And with Italy and some other countries, we are maintaining the level quite low comparing to other parts of Europe. Here in Spain, we return to the same debate about the passport, the green certificate, or like certificate COVID or passport COVID, how you want to call it, doesn't matter. We are returning to this once again. Galicia, Balearic Islands and Catalonia are the ones who have the approval from the Supreme Court to implement and maintain the obligatory certificate to be visiting like some events or some specific areas like bars, restaurants, etc. País Vasco and Valencian region already had asked for this approval as well, which means basically that if the Supreme Court will approve all the measures and will approve the certificate for our region, Valencian region, then starting from that very moment, they will start to ask the green certificate, the vaccination certificate, like PCR, anything. They'll start to ask it everywhere, like bars, restaurants, cafeterias. It might be even in public transport. Who knows? Like, we don't know what will be happening, but this is something that experts say towards the president of our region, Ximo Puig. This is what they give their opinion every now and then, and this is the advice that they are giving for him to implement this certificate. We will see what will be happening. It might affect the tourism, it might affect us, of course, it might, but taking into consideration that only 10% of people living here are not vaccinated, it's not a big deal, to be honest. We are not worried because we have the certificate. We can download it in like 2 minutes, literally. So it's not a problem for a lot of us, to be honest with you guys. Basically, this is the thing right now, the green certificate. No new restrictions are here, nothing specific. The only thing that they are putting on is this certificate, basically. This is how they want to kind of control the entry of people towards the closer like areas and spaces, like closed ones inside of buildings. Apart from that, we are still good. We are still okay. We've had worse, way worse situations here in Spain, so everything is good. The second news that I wanted to share with you all is what's going to be happening with the train. You know that Spain is not a monopolist anymore. What they're doing is that they're receiving a few different companies, low-cost train companies, that will change completely the market and will make sure that the prices will not rise as they have been in the past few years. So they've already let us know that, of course, once again, from Alicante, there'll be a low-cost train, not even one or two or three. Next year, from 2022, there's going to be 24 daily train services from Alicante towards Madrid. This is only a beginning. Then there's going to be way more services towards Valencia, Barcelona, north parts, Malaga, like a lot of other services, and the cost will drop drastically, which is just great news for a lot of us who live here. And just in case we want to explore Spain slightly more, we want to have like a getaway somewhere, or even you guys who are coming here to Benidorm and you want to explore something else, just take a train from Alicante, go to Madrid in 2 hours, 40 minutes more or less, spend the whole day there and come back with the last train in the evening, nighttime. And this is just an amazing option. Right now already people don't take the airplane to go like towards Madrid or towards Barcelona. They prefer a car or a train service. Not even buses are so frequent, like the use of bus service is not as frequent right now unless you need to go by night and be there very early in the morning. Then that's basically the only option you would have. So the two new companies that will be one is a French one, which is called SNFC. I'll put you the name right here. This is the company that will be coming in 2022, basically like in a month and a half, more or less. And the other one is ILSA, that's a little bit more known. This is half Spanish, half Italian company, which will be working here. And as I've told you already, 70% of all the movement between these towns, like between the capital of Spain and Alicante region, is made by train. So it's just amazing. Renfe, which was a monopolist, will have a very, very hard time on keeping their clients to them because their prices were very, very high. They've changed a lot from one minute to the other. And right now they will need to adjust them if they want to keep their clients and not to have serious economic issues. So this is basically what's happening with the train service as for the day of today. We're very happy that it is happening. We're very happy there are coming more and more companies each time, which are low cost, high speed, with high internet on board, with gaming system for children, with some nicer bars, even restaurant inside like a cafeteria, with some movies, a different selection for children to do some specific things and games, for us to be able to charge our phones, work with laptops, like do everything that we need to do while we travel, which is just amazing. And the last news that I wanted to share with you is that the government, our Spanish government, has decided finally what they will do with our pensions. With the retirement here in Spain. They've had a two-phase new law, like two-phase change. First one has been approved already and now it's a time for a second one. And what's basically happening is that they've decided to higher up the taxes. They're called cotización social, which is like a social payment that you give to the social security to the government while you work. When you work here in Spain, I suppose it's in every country, one part, like the biggest part that you pay is that your company is paying for you, some part of a social security, and then the remaining part you pay from your monthly salary. These are the taxes that are being deducted. So they want to increase this by 0.6%. It's not a lot, but when you sum all the people who are working here in Spain, it's like several millions of euros, which is quite a big amount. And why they're doing this, basically, they want to do it from 2023 for up until 2032, which is basically almost like 10 years, to allow the future generations to have the pension that they need to have and that they must have, and to not to have to lower these pensions. What they say is right now, as the future is, if they don't do this, they'll need to lower up the pension from 170 euros up until 350. That's like the medium amount. So the biggest pension that is right now 2,500 euros. will be decreased almost like by 350. The lowest pension, which is 1,000 euros more or less, like let's take it like the average pension that the majority of people are getting here, will be decreased by 170, which is still a lot. And this is just because there's going to be some future generations that are at this very point that in a few years they are going to retire, which is baby boom generation. It was the generation when people were just having a lot of kids. There were numerous like families with more than 3 children. It's a lot, like literally a lot. Back then, the situation was quite good in Spain. There was no crisis, no nothing, and people were just living their usual lives. They had their jobs. They had very good jobs, very good salary. Ooh, it's starting to rain. No. Okay, let's hope we'll be able to finish that before it starts to be like pouring rain here at the beach area. So they had good conditions, so they had a lot of children, and now these people are at the point, like these children are almost pensionists. So when they retire, there's not going to be enough money for them to sustain all these pensions, because the money fund, like the reserve of Spain for pensions, is almost empty. I don't know how this happened, how they managed to do this, but it's almost empty. So this is why they are planning to like get more taxes from people who are working to be able to replenish all this and have the fund working and operative back again. Because if not, basically speaking, we people who are like almost 30, like 29, 30, we think that we will not be able to have pensions at all, to be honest with you guys. We think that we'll need to save up money, open up our private fund or anything just to put some money in there each year, because if not, we won't be able to have our normal retirement. This is basically what's happening here in Spain. Let me know how it's in your country, if pensions are good, if they're sufficient, or if they're very, very low, and if you're having the same struggles as here. Because here right now, for every pensionist, there is like 1.5 workers, more or less, which is a low amount, lowest ever. The normal thing is to have at least 6 or better 10 people working for each pensionist. This is when the situation would be like okay and will be valid, and we would not touch the pensions fund, like, you know, governmental fund. But it's not the case right now. Let's hope it will change very, very soon, because if not, we need to start saving up some money for our retirement. This is basically what's going on here in Spain. And in terms of the weather, well, as I've told you already, it kind of starts to rain. They've said it's going to be starting from 12, more or less. It's almost 12, so we need to hurry up. The rain is coming in general to a lot of parts in Spain. You can see it on this map. Like all our area is covered, south part, center, and slightly towards the north, and Balearic Islands as well. In Canarian, it's all stable right now. And there are some alerts. There's orange alert here in Valencian community today, as I've told you at the beginning of the video. And there is yellow alert in Andalusia as well, due to high storm and pouring rain. This situation will be here like for almost a week from now. There is this Dana coming, this storm here, and it's going to be cloudy almost all entire week starting from today, and it's going to be raining. It starts raining. So yeah, and if there's going to be even going to be snow in the center parts of Spain, as you've seen. Let's hope it's not going to be for a long time. There's even a thunder somewhere here. Wow. Okay, we need to keep going. And next week, at the end of the week, hopefully the situation will be better. It's not going to be raining all the entire time here in our area, but every now and then there's going to be some big, like heavy autumn winter rain in here. So bring your umbrella once you go outside, just in case, because it will get quite cold. And speaking about the cold, the temperatures are decreasing, and quite substantially decreasing. Right now here we'll have approximately 17 degrees, more or less. With rain, it's gonna be dropping slightly more. In Alicante, it's going to be 20 degrees, in Barcelona 17, in Granada 20, Malaga 20, Sevilla 21, Madrid 11, Murcia 18, Balearic Islands 20, Canarian Islands 23, and Valencia will have the same 17 degrees as we have right here today. The water temperature is 19 degrees at this very moment. I've seen one person, he's still there. Let me see if you can see him. He's in there between the waves, you see? right there. He's surfing. I thought he was swimming, but he's actually surfing. So yeah, that's the only person literally right now here today, because there are some waves in here and it's not very nice, to be honest, to be here outside. But yeah, let me show you before we say bye. Let me show you how the beach is looking like today on Saturday here in Benidorm. So this is the beach here today. As you can see, barely, like only a few people are walking, enjoying the fresh air. Oh, it got dark. So yeah, there's a man right there that is surfing, kind of. He's right there. He's been here for, like, since I came, he was already in the water. So it's more than 15 minutes he's there and he's still swimming. I mean, it's 19 degrees. It's not as if it is like true winter, you know, but still, it's not very comfy to stay outside. And the rest of the beach looks like this. The sea has like quite a lot of strong waves. There's our lovely, lovely Benidorm Levante beach, Old Town and Poniente beach, our skyscrapers. And this is the Poniente beach. There is yellow/red flag. That's a strange thing. Yellow, red, depends, I suppose. But there is no one basically here, as you can see. And it finally starts to rain, you guys. I'm glad that we were able to finish our video and news update from Spain and Benidorm area for today. I wish you a lovely, lovely weekend, and we will see each other already on Monday with some more fresh news from Benidorm. Bye, everyone.